Joining me today is Marek out of Jacksonville, Florida. Out of an audience of more than 50,000 agents nationwide, Jamie has been selected to represent Broker Agent Advisor as this month's Broker Agent of the Month for the state of Florida. And Jamie, I've enjoyed our conversations, and I'm glad to be here for just a few minutes, kind of shining a light on you for the way that you represent being a realtor. And I just want to say congratulations on being recognized, and thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you, Brian. It's truly an honor to be here. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my hope, Jamie, that in just a few minutes of video, we can provide people that get a chance to watch this just a sense for who you are and maybe a little bit about why you were selected. And I thought we would just explore a couple questions together. And I want to start with the topic of real estate. You're in a very popular state and a very popular market within the state. You could be doing a lot of things professionally. What was the inspiration for you to get into this business and become a realtor?
Well, I think that the seed was, I guess, planted early, if you'd say. I was very little when I would start going summers all summer long. At 5 years old, with my father, accompanying him on jobs, work sites. He was an architect slash contractor, builder slash carpenter, and I started doing carpentry work for him at a very early age. I remember distinctly asking him one day, after hundreds and hundreds of countless houses being through, who buys these houses? Who sells them and buys them? What happens here? And he says, just kind of nonchalantly, and it's usually a realtor. And all those, very tedious, long hours of doing carpentry work, I would sit there and kind of, doing baseboard and filling in nail holes, kind of fantasize. I'm the realtor, I'm showing these houses, I'm helping people into these houses, and I'm explaining to them, how much work went into, making and designing their fireplace mantles and filling all these nail holes and, making everything perfect. And I realized, as the years went by working with my father, that's really what I wanted to be, because, I'd look over him and his blueprints and, all the work that he put in and how, and the carpentry work and everything else. And I decided, well, that's too much, that's not fun for me anymore. It would be fun to actually sell these houses and help people into their dream homes. And, that would be the exciting part. So I guess that's kind of where it started.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. What you no doubt realize is it's a very different business. It's not the same as what your father does, right? This business is way harder than most people think.
It is much harder.
Yeah, and so I'm curious now, all these years in it, and seeing it from a different side. I don't talk to agents every day that were in the construction side. They were a part of creating these houses. And so you have a different appreciation for walking into a home and seeing how it's laid out and how it's structured. But I'm curious what keeps you in it as a realtor in that part of the business. What do you find most rewarding about it?
Well, definitely the relationship with clients, the fact that, they have somebody to trust, and I can build that trust with them and have a meaningful, lifelong relationship with these clients. I really, truly, show them what they're getting into, help them, guide them along the process. I've had throughout the years, and I started in 2002, got my first license. I have had, countless, I can't even count how many clients have, just literally given me a bear hug at the end of the closing and said, and cried on my shoulder and told me how appreciative they are, because we made happen what they thought was completely impossible. It's just that, that warmth you get from that. That's what keeps me going, and also maybe, I've always kind of, when I was little, they also would fantasize about, being famous, like most little girls do. And, I've come to realize in this business, I am famous. I'm famous with all my clients. I'm famous with all my contacts, the repairmen, professionals, lenders, everybody along the way. but famous for all the good reasons. You know, I like that. I love the connection and the warmth that comes along with it.
Yeah, you're at the center of the big world, living positively, right? Just trying to be positively contributing to others. I think it's fantastic. I actually found a testimonial of yours, and it's short and sweet, but I think it supports everything you just said. And I think it's appropriate during a video like this to listen to how a client would describe going through that process with you as their realtor. It said, Jamie came highly recommended, and I was not disappointed. She was prompt and courteous throughout the sale of my home. Her knowledge and professionalism are exemplary. I would highly recommend her. Again, it just speaks to, if you haven't gone through the process before, it's a long, stressful process, but when you have someone that's really good at what they do from a realtor perspective, you get a really succinct testimonial that says she was fantastic, the process was simple, this was great, and congrats on the kind words.
Yes, all my clients are very special, and I love helping them out for sure.
You live in a part of the country where the rest of the country spends their year thinking about trying to get to for vacation.
Oh, yes.
What is life like, live, work, playing in Jacksonville, Florida?
It's absolutely wonderful. It's wonderful. I mean, we've got the temperature, the weather, the beaches. Of course, we got the beaches. Jacksonville, though, is kind of, I think, a little largely overlooked as far as, you know, tourist destination. When you think about, the rest of the world thinks about Florida, they usually, you know, kind of think more down south or Miami or, you know, Daytona. Florida, you know, is a great destination, obviously, any of their beaches, but I may be just a bit biased, but I think that Jacksonville beaches are definitely the best you can get. The best you can get. We are also definitely, even though Jacksonville, a lot of people don't know, is considered the largest city by size, by square footage in the United States. It's very spread out. It's not very densely populated, yes. But we still have, even though it's so large, we still have that very, very connected down home, you know, Southern hospitality feeling we don't get in some of the larger cities. Many, many beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, like beyond words, gorgeous parks we have everywhere. So everywhere you go, the most thing I really love about Jacksonville is, like I said, the real hospitality you have going on here. You know, everywhere you go, any business you walk into, you meet some just absolutely wonderful, excellent people. So
yeah, that's fantastic. I've not spent a lot of time in Jacksonville, and the more people I hear talk about it, it seems like a place that I'd have to get to know a little bit. Before I let you go, Jamie, I want to ask you one more question. I mean, we talked about real estate's hard. It's been especially hard the last few years. We've had unprecedented low inventory. There's been a lot of stress on both sides of the transactions. I feel like a lot of people could benefit from leaning into your experience. And I want to ask you, if you were to give one piece of advice to a peer in this business, a fellow realtor, what would that one piece of advice be?
Well, it's really kind of hard to narrow it down to one piece of advice. There's probably a lot I'd get to give to new agents. But I think the main thing, or at least two of the main things are, you know, if you think you're in this for the paycheck, you can't be. You will not succeed if you're doing this for the paycheck. You will have to do it because you have a passion and a compassion for your clients, for people, and really, really want to help them. The rest will follow. The rest will definitely follow. But if you don't, you know, have that aspect of it, and you're just doing it for the paycheck, you're not going to succeed in this. And definitely honesty is a big part of that. I think that dishonesty is probably, or is most definitely, the largest and most expensive mistake that anybody could make in their life. So always keep it honest, and, you know, always keep that professionalism, and you know, do it because you really enjoy helping people and the process of it.
I think that's fantastic advice, Jamie. I've talked to thousands of agents, and I think you've just really simply boiled down what success looks like in real estate. And yet, in spite of that, it's a really hard business to find success in. And you make it sound relatively simple, but it's something that needs to be executed on day after day. I'm proud to know you, my friend. I'm proud to have the opportunity to shine a light on you and to celebrate you, because you represent very well what it means to be a professional realtor. And I just want to say congratulations again on being recognized. And I wish you nothing but joy and abundance on the rest of your journey.
Oh, thank you. It's truly an honor, the opportunity. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.